Hi everybody, I'm Mr. Schmidt and welcome back to another math video. Today we are talking about percent change. Our goal is to take what we learned in our last couple of videos talking about how to make percents and how to use percents, and now we're going to be doing some real world problems because percentages are one of the most real world applicable skills that we will see in middle school math. And because we're working with a really important real world skill, there's going to be a couple things that are a little bit different about this video. Number one, it's going to be a little bit longer than some of the other videos that I've made. And because it's an important skill, I think it'd be valuable to you to watch both the original and the retake video no matter what you do. But before we start, I want to make sure we understand the review skills that we're going to need to be able to be successful on this skill. The last video I made talked about percent of as a keyword that almost always means multiply. Okay. In these types of problems, if you have percent of, you would take the percent and convert it to either a fraction, which in this case would be 1/4, or you could convert it to the decimal 25 hundredths, and then you simply multiply it times the whole number. In this case, it would be 200. If you have never seen that before, that looks brand new to you, or you just simply need more review, go talk to your teacher right now before you start this video. Okay? For the rest of us that are ready to get started, here we go. For our first example, we're going to look at a type of problem that you have probably already seen anytime that you've gone shopping before, which is having an item, and that item is a percent off, or what we'll call a sale. Okay, so personally, I've been looking at a brand new Adam Thielen jersey because I'm excited because this year the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl. I know I've said that many years before, but this is our year. So I will need a brand new jersey. Okay, this jersey is on a 25% sale off. And what this means is we need to do two steps to this problem. Okay, step one is we need to know what 25% of the original number is, okay? And this is why that review was really important, because step one is simply doing what we did in the last video, a whole bunch, doing 25% times 30 and multiplying it out. And just like the last video, I'm going to go pretty quickly through the multiplying stage because we've probably done this a lot at this point. So step one says that 25% of the original number is $7.50. Okay? So we have already done half of our problem using the information we had before. Step two, though, is the part that's new. And that means you need to either add or subtract from the original number. So in our problem, because we are doing a percent sale or percent off, that means we are going to subtract from the original number. Later, we're going to do some examples where you are increasing by a percent, so you would add back to the original number. So in this problem, all we do from here is we take our $30. We need to line up our decimal point, so I'm just going to add a couple zeros behind the decimal point here. And we are going to subtract our $7.50, or our 25% off. Okay? We have a ton of borrowing here. Oops, that's not right. There we go. So 0, 5, 2 in the ones place. Here we go. So the jersey now costs $22.50. Okay, so just as a quick review, when you are doing percent off, you would find 25% of the original number, or whatever percent you're working with, and then you would subtract from the original because you are decreasing. Okay. Now in our next job, we're going to be working with percent increase. So this time, the only difference is that second step. So our question says, your job currently pays you $12 for every hour that you work. If your boss tells you, you're about to get a 10% raise, so that'd be a 10% increase, how much will you make then? As soon as Mr. Schmidt hears about that you're going to be making more money, of course, we're going to have a party. Okay? So how much money will we have after our 10% raise? All we have to do is those same 2 steps that we worked with before. So step 1 is now we need to know 10% of the original number. And then step 2 is because we are doing a raise or an increase, in this case we are going to add to the original number. Okay? If we were decreasing, we'd be subtracting. If we are increasing, we are adding. So we need to do $12 times 10%, 2 digits behind the decimal. Once again, we're going to go quickly through this because we have done so many of these recently. And I get $1.20 is 10% of the original number. All we do from here is we add that $1.20 and we add it back to $12. Now, got to be very careful with lining up our decimal because we are adding decimals, and that's one of the most important rules when we're adding and subtracting decimals. After we add back to the original, we end up getting $13.20 as our new salary. Okay? These problems are always 2 steps. You find the percent of the original, and then you either add or subtract, depending if you are percent increase or percent decrease. So the last part of this video is when you are given the change. So it changed from one number to the other, but now you want to know how much percent did it change. So we are given 2 shirts are on sale. One shirt started at $60 and is down to $40. The other shirt started at $100 and is down to $70. Which of them is on a greater percent sale? So for these problems, there's something new that we need, and we call it change over original, or change divided by the original number. If you go to your teacher right now and you tell them that calculating percent change means you need the change over the original, and you say it just like that, you're going to get some classroom currency. So let's answer this question by figuring out the percent change for each problem. Well, question 1 is, from this number to that number, how much did we change? And it looks like to me that we decreased by $20. Now, you can leave that as a positive as long as at the end you tell yourself that you are decreasing by that number, so you can treat everything as absolute value for now. And here is the biggest and most common mistake. You need to do the original number, what you started with. So in this problem, the original number is 60, not 40. So I end up getting this. The number below, or the sale below, the change is $30, and then the original is 100 because it's from 100 to 70. From here, we're actually doing something that we've done a lot of, but you may not have recently, which is converting a fraction to a percent. So the way that I have always recommended is you simplify your fractions here. 20 over 60, if I divide the numerator and denominator by 10, I get 2 over 6, which simplifies to 1 over 3, which is about 33% for our sale. The bottom number, same idea. We're going to divide the numerator and denominator by 10. 3 over 10 is 30%. Okay, so as a quick review, if you are finding the percent change, you need to use change over original. So we went through a couple of those skills really quickly. Like I said before, I do recommend watching both the original and the retake video for this skill to make sure you have it down. But as always, if you have any questions, please let me know.